My family made me pay their bills for many years. My sister did not help. They were not nice to my son, so I stopped helping them. What happened next shocked them. I am Jake. I am 32 years old and a man. I have my own business. I sell gym equipment. It is not a fake business. It is real. I sell big, strong gym machines. Real gyms and sports places buy from me. I started my business 7 years ago. I had nothing. I was 25 years old. I lived in a small, bad apartment. I worked in a small garage. My old truck was in bad shape. I miss that truck. I went to many gyms near me. I tried to make friends with gym owners. At first, I sold small things. I sold weights and bands. I put them in my truck. The first 2 years were very hard. I only drank protein shakes. I ate tuna from cans. I worked from 4 a.m. until midnight. Many people said no to me. They said they had other people to buy from. But when people said no, I worked harder. I went home. I looked for better things to sell. I made more phone calls. I sent more emails. Then I slept. That was my week. Then I got lucky. A company from Europe made a deal with me. They sold very good gym machines. No one else sold them here. Then the gyms that said no started calling me. My business grew fast. Now I have 3 big buildings. I have 28 people who work for me. Many gyms in 3 states buy from me. But my family watched me. They did not help. They waited for me to give them money. They were like birds that wait for food. My dad's name is Mike. He taught people to box. He had his own gym. It did well. He taught me about gyms and sports. But when I was 18 and going to school, he hurt his back. But his back did not hurt when he played golf. It did not hurt when he went fishing. It only hurt when he had to work. My mom's name is Rachel. She never worked. She always had a reason. She said, I am too old to work. She was 52 years old. Many people start new jobs at that age, but she did not want to work. My sister's name is Katie. She is 2 years younger than me. My parents made her do no work. They gave her no jobs to do. My sister tried many things. She failed at all of them. She did not care. No one made her do better. I worked for 16 hours each day. I slept on a small bed in my office. I put all my money back in my business. But my sister did nothing. She said she was finding herself. She went to school to learn about beauty. She stopped after 3 months. Why? Because she had to come on time and do work. Then she wanted to be a gym teacher. She stopped after 2 weeks. It was too hard for her. She broke 3 cars. She spent all the money on her credit cards, but mom and dad always helped her. They always fixed her problems. I had to be good and work hard. When I started my business, my parents said this, "That is nice, son. Now can you pay our electric bill?" Then I paid it every month. When I was 23, I paid for their house. When I was 25, I paid all their bills. I paid for lights, cars, and taxes. I paid for everything. My mom would say, family helps family. She made me feel bad if I said no. She said, you have money. You can pay. We are proud of you. I was dumb. I paid them for years. I thought I was doing the right thing. I thought I was a good son. I thought they would thank me someday. Now I see it was wrong. I built a real business, but they let my sister keep failing. They treated me like a bank. What made me mad? When my business did well, they did not care. When I opened a new building, they said nothing. When I got a big deal, they did not care.
But if my sister had a job for 3 weeks, they had a big party for her. They were so happy. But I made my business big. It made millions of dollars. They just said, that is nice. Then they said, by the way, you need to pay our house tax next week. Let me tell you how I started paying for everything. At first, I helped a little. Then I paid for 4 people who would not work. I was 23 years old. I got my first big job. I sold machines to many small gyms. I had good money now. Not enough to buy a big boat, but enough to pay my bills. And I had some money left. Then they started calling me for money. First, my dad called. He said, son, I have a problem. I need help paying for the house this month. Then my mom called. She said, the light company will turn off our lights. You know your dad's back hurts. They always used his back hurt as an excuse. They said it made everything okay. But my sister Katie had fun. She did what she wanted. Let me tell you what my sister did. I paid for our parents. She wanted to teach yoga. That sounds good. But she made mom and dad pay for her school. It cost $3,000. They had no money. So who did they call? Me. But it gets worse. She stopped after 2 classes. Why? She said the room felt bad. $3,000 wasted. Another time, she liked rocks and oils. She did not just use them, she wanted to sell them. She bought many things to sell. She used 3 credit cards. She spent all the money. Her business failed. No surprise. Who paid her credit card bills? Me. Yes, you understand now. My favorite story is when she wanted a clothes store. She made Dad sign papers for a store. Remember, this man says he cannot work, but he can sign papers. After 3 months, the store closed. Why? She took pictures for fun. She did not run the store. But they had to pay rent. Dad signed the papers, so who paid? Me again. They called, "Son, we need help. We only ask because it is important." All this time I worked hard. I opened a second big building. I hired more workers. My business grew. But when I did something good, family problems came. I got a big job with a gym company. But we could not be happy. Why? Katie lost her car. She needed money for a new car. I opened another building. That was good. But they said, Katie might go to school again. But she did not go. Paying bills became normal. They stopped asking. Bills came to my email. House rent, lights, car money, insurance. I had to pay for everything. If I waited to pay, Mom got mad. She said, "We do not ask for much, Jake. You have money. Family must help each other." Dad made me feel bad. He said, "I could still have my gym if I could work. I taught you about business." But that is not true. He taught me about fighting. I taught myself how to run a good business. Katie said this, "It must be nice to have money. You act better than everyone. Some of us are trying to find what we love." But she never had a job for more than 3 months. The worst thing? They planned to stop working. They used my money. I found out. They looked at houses in Florida. They sent me pictures of houses. They said, "This is good for the family." Yes, because I would pay for it. Do you want to know the money? For 5 years I paid. House, $2,400 every month. Lights and water, $400 every month. 2 cars, $800 every month. Insurance, $350 every month. House tax, $6,000 every year. Problems, $25,000. Katie's bad businesses, $40,000. Total, more than $175,000. Think about that number. That does not count small things. Food, phone. You must help family. This changes your mind. You think saying no makes you bad. Then I met Jessica. She became my wife. She helped me see my family was bad. I met her at a strongman contest. My company paid for the contest. I did not plan to go. My worker was sick. I had to work at the table. It was the best luck. Jessica did not lift weights. She helps hurt sports players get better. She was with her client. He was very strong. He broke 3 records that day. I saw her. Other people looked at the bright colors. She looked at how the machines worked. She came to my table. She asked about the bumps on the bars, not about the cost or colors. She asked about how big the bars were. She asked how it helps people lift. I will tell you the truth. I liked her. She knew about the machines. We talked. Then we had coffee. Then we had dinner. Then we went on more dates. She was different. She had her life together. I saw my life was messy. Jessica's family was normal, really normal. Her parents worked jobs. They paid for her school, but they told her to handle her own life after school. They are happy she does well, but they never ask her for money. That is strange, right? At first, I did not tell her about my family, but I paid thousands every month. She found out. 3 months after we met, I told her. I had to cancel our date. Why? Katie had a problem. She wrote a bad check for her son's school. The school would not let him come back. Mom cried. She said, "We cannot watch the boy. Dad's back hurts." But his back only hurts when there is work to do. So I was going to send $1,000 to fix Katie's problem. Jessica sat and listened. I talked like it was normal. Then she said words that hurt me. She said, "Jake, you know this is not your job, right?" Simple words, but I remembered them, because in my family, everything was my job. Business good? Pay more bills. Got extra money? Help Katie with her new bad idea. Saved money for new machines? Sorry, Mom and Dad need a new housetop. Jessica saw things I did not see. My parents only called when they needed money. Every family dinner was about bills and needs. Katie spent $500 on a bad business, but she could not pay her light bill. Then we got married. Small wedding. Her family and my good friends came. My family came late. Why? Katie had a problem that morning. Her old husband did not take the kids. Dad complained all night. He said the chairs hurt his back, but after drinks he danced fine. Then our son Mason was born. Holding him changed everything. I looked at my small son. I thought about what I showed him. Did I want him to think it is normal? Family uses you? Success means you give money to everyone? Jessica's parents were great with Mason. They visited often. They helped. They never asked for anything. But my parents only helped if it was easy for them. Mom canceled plans. Why? Katie was sad. Her boyfriend left her. Dad said he would visit, but he did not come. His back hurt. One time they watched Mason. They complained. He moves too much, Jake. Katie's kids are good. Why? Her kids watch screens all day. My son plays and runs like a kid should. I saw they treated Mason different. Katie's kids got big, nice gifts. People paid attention to them. Mason got cheap gifts from Walmart, if they remembered. Last Christmas, they spent $300 on Katie's kids. Mason got a $20 card for Target store. Jessica saw everything. She did not make me do anything. She asked questions. Why do they treat Mason different? How would you feel if Mason grew up? Someone treated him like they treat you. Then everything broke. It was Wednesday morning. I was in my office. I had my biggest meeting. Dick's Sporting Goods wanted to buy from me. It was a $10 million deal. This would change my business. I worked on this for months. Numbers ready, machines ready, everything ready. My suit was nice, my talk was ready. I felt good. Then my phone rang. It was Jessica. My wife never calls me at work. It must be bad. A baseball player she helps needed her. 5 years I was their bank. This is what I get? But something felt wrong. You know that feeling? Things do not make sense. Maybe from checking numbers for years, I told my worker to call Dick's Sporting Goods, change the meeting. She thought I was crazy. This was big. But I learned something in business. Trust your feelings. If something feels wrong, it is wrong. I got in my truck. I drove to their house. I did not call. I did not text. I just drove. I saw their driveway. Katie's old car was there. It was Wednesday. She said she was at work. Let me tell you about their house. It is a nice house with 4 bedrooms. Why do they need 4 bedrooms? Only 2 people live there. Because I pay for it. They said they needed space for family visits, but only Katie stays there when she has no apartment. I walked to the door. I did not knock. Why? I pay for the house. What did I see? My parents sat on the floor. They played with Katie's kids. Katie lay on the couch. The couch cost $2,000. I paid for it. She looked at her phone. Mom and Dad played with blocks. They looked like perfect grandparents. Mom jumped up. She looked scared. She said, "Jake, what are you doing here?" I stood there in my suit. I looked at them. I felt very angry inside, but I did not yell. I was very calm. It was scary. I said, "That is funny. I thought you do not watch babies." Katie looked at her phone. She rolled her eyes. She said, "Some of us need help, Jake. Not all of us are perfect like you." Then Mom made excuses. She said, "This is different, son. Katie's head hurts. She needs to rest." I said, "Her head hurts?" My voice was still calm. "So you stop everything to watch her kids. But I paid your bills for years. I need help for one night? Now you do not watch babies?" Dad was quiet. Now he rubbed his head. He said, "Son, this is not a big problem. Your sister needs help. You do not." My voice broke a little. I said, "I have the biggest meeting of my life. Jessica has to help a client. We need one night of help with your grandson. But I guess that is too much. I paid for your life for 5 years." Katie looked up from her phone. She had her mean smile. She said, "It must be nice to have money. You act better than everyone. Some of us have real problems." Then I got very mad. Not yelling, but I saw everything clearly. I took out my phone. I opened my bank app. I showed the numbers. I said, "Let's talk about problems, Katie. Let's talk about the $175,000 I gave Mom and Dad. Let's talk about your loans. You never paid me back. Let's talk about your jobs. You never had a job for more than 3 months, but you always have money for clothes and haircuts." The room got quiet. The number $175,000 stayed in the air. It smelled bad. For the first time, Katie had no answer. But my mom changed fast. She tried a new trick. First, she made me feel bad. She said, "Jake, you make us sound bad. After everything we did for you." I stopped her. I said, "What did you do for me, Mom? I see it. I paid for this family since I was 23. Tell me, what did you do? You took my money. You treated me like a bank machine." Dad tried to make peace. He said, "Son, that is not fair. I taught you about business." I really laughed. I said, "You taught me about fighting, Dad. I taught myself about business. You said your back hurt. I worked 16 hours a day. I slept in my building. I built a real business. You taught me to see lies, and I see them now." Katie got up. She tried to cry. She said, "You are mean, Jake. You got lucky with your business. You are not better than us. Some of us have real problems." I walked to the window. I pointed at her car. "That Honda Civic? I paid for it. You broke your last car? Those nice shoes you wear? Mom and Dad gave you money last month. That was my money."
"Mom, you are too old to work? But you go shopping with Katie 3 times a week." Dad looked mad. He said, "My back really hurts, Jake." I said, "I know. My wife helps hurt sports players. She says it is a miracle. Your back only hurts when you want it to." The room got very quiet. Everyone was thinking, what to do next? Katie's kids were in another room. They did not know. They watched videos on tablets. I probably paid for those tablets. Then Mom tried one more time. She said, "Jake, my son, you're too angry. We can talk like adults. Maybe the bills are too much. We can make a new plan." There it was. No sorry. No, we used you. Just another try to make a deal so they could keep taking my money. I said, "You know what? Keep the money. Keep the house. Keep pretending to be perfect parents to Katie. But you treat my son like he is not important. I am finished." Katie laughed. She said, "Yeah, right. You always say that, but you will give in. You always do." I looked right in her eyes. I said, "Not this time, sister. Want to know why? I see you all clearly now. Mom and Dad can work. They do not want to work. You do not have problems. You are lazy. I do not help family. I help people who take and do nothing." The look on their faces, wow. I wish I could keep that moment. They knew the free money was over. I walked out. I felt happy, lighter than in years. But this was not the end. No, this was the start of their bad dream. They had to face what they did. I did not sleep that night. Jessica came home late from Chicago. She found me in my office. I looked at money papers for years. She saw my face. She knew something happened. I told her what happened. She just nodded. She said, "So, what is the plan?" That is my wife. No drama, no "I told you so," just how to fix it. By 3 a.m., we had a plan. Papers, numbers, everything. Next morning, I did big things. First, I went to my money man. He almost had a heart attack. I showed him how much money I gave my family. He looked at the numbers. He said, "Jake, this is more than some people save for old age." I said, "Yes." He helped me write down everything. Every time I sent money, every bill I paid, every loan. Next, I went to my lawyer. Remember the Dick's Sporting Goods meeting? Life is funny. My lawyer works in the same building. In the morning, I did the business deal. I did great. Then in the afternoon, I protected myself legally. I knew they would come after me. Then the fun part. I stopped paying for everything. One by one. House payment stopped. Light bill stopped. Car insurance stopped. Credit card bill stopped. House tax stopped. Phone plan stopped. I hope they like cheap phones. Here is the secret. You must stop everything at once, like pulling off a bandage fast. You cannot stop a little. They will make you feel bad. So I stopped everything. I sent one text. "You are on your own now. Fix it yourself." Then I blocked their numbers. All of them. Mom, Dad, Katie. Even their house phone. Yes, I paid for that too. They went crazy. In hours, they called everywhere. My work phone, 47 missed calls. My email, full of junk. Jessica's phone, they tried that too. My office phone, they called, "My worker needs more money."
Mom's first email was what you think. She said, "How can you do this to family? We will lose everything. Your dad's blood pressure is high. Katie's kids need a good home." See? No word about Mason, nothing about how they treated me. No, we were bad, just panic. They lost their free money. Dad tried the business way.
Their perfect world broke. Dad's back got better. He looked for a job. Mom found the job website Indeed. Katie canceled her spa weekend. Their club membership ended. The lawn people stopped coming. Their restaurant did not see them. My security team saw them. Yes, I have security now. Good business needs safety. They saw Mom and Dad go to a job fair. The horror. But the best thing, remember the Florida house? They wanted me to buy it for them. They paid money to hold it. They used my money. When they could not buy it, the house seller called me. He returned the money. They used my work email. That money went to Mason's school fund. The best part? Katie's old husband called me. He found out. Katie told him I paid for the kids, so he did not have to pay. I told his lawyer. Was this mean? Maybe, but you know what is mean? Using your son for money? Treating his son like he is nothing? Taking someone's success? Giving nothing? Liking one grandkid more? Because you can use that parent? And this was just the start. 3 months after I stopped paying, they saw the truth. Their perfect world broke. Let me tell you what happened to each one. First, my dad. Remember his back hurt? He could not work. Funny how it got better fast when no money came. My friend has a gym. He told me, "Your dad came here. He looked for a job." Mom's change was better. For 15 years, she was too old to work. Suddenly, she could work. Now she works at Applebee's restaurant. She shows people to tables. Yes, the same Applebee's where she said the service was bad. She left 5% tips. Life is funny sometimes. But Katie, her story is my favorite. Remember she was always finding herself? Starting bad businesses I paid for? Reality hit her hard. Her old husband's lawyer used the information. She lied about money for the kids. The judge looked at their kid agreement again. Judges do not like parents who lie about money. She had to move back with Mom and Dad. She could not pay for her apartment. 3 adults, 2 kids, in that house I paid for? The same house is almost lost now. Why? They cannot pay for it. But here is the best part. Last week, they tried one last guilt trick. Mom wrote a sad story on Facebook about how her rich son left his poor family. Here are some things she wrote. "My heart breaks. Money changed my son. I raised him. He helped us. Now he leaves us when we need help. We have no food. He lives rich. What kind of person leaves his parents? His sister?" People wrote comments. Just what you think. People who did not know the story. They wrote, "That is terrible. How could he do that to his mother?" My favorite, "Family is everything." So what did I do? I showed all the proof. I wrote one post, just facts. I wrote, "Here are my money papers for 5 years." Then I listed everything. Every house payment, every light bill, every loan to Katie, all money for her bad businesses, car costs, everything. Then I added pictures. Text from Mom laughing about not watching Mason. Emails about the Florida house they wanted me to buy. Katie's texts asking for money for bad ideas. Dad's golf club bill. He paid that before seeing his grandson. What happened next was great. Family I did not talk to for years called me. Not to make me feel bad, to say sorry. They believed my parents' story. My parents told everyone I was a good son, happy to help family. Nobody knew they forced me to pay. Katie's old husband's lawyer got lucky with all this proof. Now Katie works 2 jobs, real jobs, not wellness coaching or her last bad idea. She works at Target store during the day. She works at a restaurant at night. She got very mad. They made her wear a red shirt. She could not wear what she wanted. Last weekend, I drove by their house. I went to Mason's baseball game. The grass was long. They cannot pay the lawn people. Dad's nice car was taken back. Now he drives an old, bad car. Mom's nice bags are gone from her Facebook pictures. But you know what? I do not feel bad. Not at all. Because they face what they did, I build real things.
The money I wasted on them, now it goes to Mason's school fund. It grows my business. It goes to important things. Jessica says I should feel proud. I stood up for myself. But I just feel free. I can breathe. Mason will not grow up thinking family uses you. He will not think his value is how much money he gives. My parents and sister, they finally learn what we know. The real world does not care about excuses. It cares about what you do. They made their choices. Now they live with them.